I'll start. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of Mind Your Business. This is a live podcast. Yes, it's not pre recorded. This show is all about digital marketing and startup growth. Here, we bring in professionals in the field of digital marketing and try to get a sneak peek at how the industry functions.
And our guest for today is a prolific content writer and a beast at time management. She has been providing exceptional content for many MNCs like Google Pay, Forbes, Business Insider, and many, many more. So we actually lucked out with her, and we are very happy to have her. Hope she has a good time too.
Now, you might ask, who are we? We are Matrix, the marketing club of NIT Rourkela, and myself, Shantanu.
Myself, Aditya, and we are hosts for tonight. And let's bring it on. Mind your business. And here we have a beautiful guest, Sweta Di.
Oh,
Hello.
hi. Beautiful
Hello.
introduction you had. Hello, I'm
Hello.
Hello,
honored.
Didi. Thank,
Hello.
thank you so much for agreeing to do this with us.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. All right. While actually before the podcast, I was taking a small walk on my terrace. So
Mhm.
I thought let's start this podcast with an anecdote. Like
Okay.
when we're brainstorming this idea of the podcast, I thought like, the first person who came to my mind was you. So I just pitched them this idea. I have a friend.
Mhm.
She's a content
Mhm.
writer, and she's a good friend of mine. I think she will agree to do this with us. So let's just give it a try. And then I messaged you. You were damn happy to be with us. So then I took the screenshot. I put
Mhm.
it on our content team group, and I just on the caption I just wrote, "She said yes." Everyone was so happy. Oh, we have a content writer for the first episode. So, what was your impression of this? When I asked you, what was your thought behind it?
So the thing is, I have been there in my tech club, and I had been prolifically in touch with all the big people. So it's kind of a nostalgic moment. Like I am being invited to a club where I was arranging it, say 2 years down the line. But then
Hmm.
when you texted, it was kind of a good feeling because I was called to VIT also. I couldn't go there because of all the COVID restrictions. So finally, it was
Hmm.
happening. I had no reason to say no. Raurkela was my
Yeah.
place, is my place. So yeah, why not? NIT Raurkela has been a big part of our life because my relatives were staying there. We were always going there. You know it. So why not? I mean, I would love to be a part of it. If not that way, then this way. So,
Yeah. For sure. All right. So this is a good time to start a session then. Over to you, Shantanu.
Yeah. So, to begin with today's session, what is your staple answer when anyone asks, what do you do? Because that's a pretty unconventional and creative profession to be in.
honestly, this is very nicely, widely uh, name of the profession in Bangalore. But I had
Yeah.
such a struggle to explain people in Odisha. I do not know. Things are changing over here as well. But whenever somebody
Yeah.
used to come to the place and they're like, "Oh, to kali lekkuchu. I mean, what else do you do? Like, what's your main job?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's a main job. I'm not just a writer, just not an author or something like that. There's so much things that happen in content writing." So that was my first approach. But right now, I think things are changing. They're understanding, thanks to Ambani, net is there. People are understanding what
Yeah.
content is. So
Yeah.
they kind of get the hang of it. If you say content literacy or I'm creating content, they kind of think
Hmm.
I'm doing TikTok, but then it's okay. Fine.
Oh no. Oh God.
Yeah,
Well,
I
All
know,
that's
right.
right?
So
that's a huge
yeah.
misconception people have, and I hope
Mm.
it changes quickly.
Bangalore, they
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah.
understand like,
Right.
content writing, marketing manager. There are so many
Hmm.
lines related to this,
Profiles.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there are
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
many profiles, JDs based on content writing as such.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. That. So, do you have any earliest memory of like what sprouted the interest of content writing in you? Like, what inspired you to become this content writer?
So, shortage of pocket money, you can say, was what. Yeah. So, I had a good friend of mine. No, Aman is his name. So he was
Mhm.
into graphic designing. And I
Mhm.
always used to see that guy always had money. And I'm like, okay, how come? And he's like, I'm a freelancer. I'm like, freelancer, what's freelancer? 2017 I'm talking about, okay? No online classes,
Mhm.
nothing. No YouTube, nothing. I mean, it was still just for songs, maybe.
Mhm.
So he explained it to me like freelancing is a thing and this, that. So I was like, okay, interesting. I can write a few stuff, just like
Mhm.
assignments. I was so new
Mhm.
to it. And somehow I started with him only, I guess. I started doing
Okay.
his projects with him,
Yeah.
maybe web
Mhm.
copy or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. And that's how we started.
Mhm.
And when I got my
Mhm.
first internship, it was via Facebook groups, and 10,000 was a big deal at that time. And I was like,
Oh.
oh, this thing, I mean, come on. So I'm gonna explore this. That's how I started.
Hmm.
But still, I
Okay.
wasn't sure if I want to make it my main career. It was until
Hmm.
I went to Google headquarters, I didn't realize
Hmm.
that okay, line we can go into this. And technical writing is one of the best lines if you are having a BCA background or engineering background. You can couple it with
Hmm.
this writing
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many jobs, right? So you can just break it
Hmm.
down to your user. So it's a very good line,
Hmm.
I would say. Technical
Hmm. That's interesting.
writing.
Oh,
I know, right? That's a
I
new
can
thing.
think
Nobody
about
knows.
it
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, yeah, please
Yeah.
do. So, going the layman process, being a software engineer, being this account manager, there's so much of competition, right? But so
Right.
many, I don't know now, right now, because the marketing as such in general has saturated a lot, grown a lot
Hmm.
because of
Hmm.
COVID. Things are coming
Hmm.
online. Traditional marketing is
Yeah.
completely dumped. I've seen. My company was doing it. So yeah,
Yeah.
best. Start
Yeah.
early, I'll say. Start as soon as possible.
Hmm. That's a good one. I'm going to note that.
Yeah,
Please do.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So go on, Shantanu.
Yeah. So, moving on to the next question. What
Hmm.
sprouted the interest to start this journey? Like, where did it all start? Like that one spark which all of us have.
Yeah, as
Like, what
I
are the?
mentioned,
Hmm.
uh, so the thing is, I had always loved writing. Maybe in
Hmm.
the back of my notebook, maybe
Hmm.
not in
Hmm. Hmm.
front of people. But then, and there was also a spark for technology. That's why I was
Hmm.
into VC. Even in my
Yeah.
class 12, I was doing so-so in maths, but then my English and computer were really good. I love coding.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's how this idea of merging both of the interests came into my mind, and that's how everything became. It was a eureka moment for me. I was like, oh, we can do that. I mean, yeah, matlab, there are so many things in my notebooks which I don't understand, but then I kind of, see blocks, break it down, and there are some people who are doing this work for free. So
Hmm.
an opportunity there, and maybe take
Yeah.
it as
So
a
it's
good.
been a long time. So, like, how much long has it been since you have become a content writer?
2017, 5 plus, 4, 5
Oh,
plus.
good. That's
Yeah.
a good time to know what the pros and cons are.
Right.
So, tell me what are
Yeah.
those?
Pros and cons. Okay, so whenever you are writing with content writing, like freelancing, especially because I had
Hmm.
started with a freelancing career, right? The pay was terrible. It was 20 paise, yes, paise per words.
Hmm.
Oh.
And
Oh
right now
my
you can even
God.
charge. I know it's pathetic, and people kind of exploit you for that. But
Yeah.
still, for me, since I was a newbie, I didn't know the market, right? So Even if
Hmm.
someone is paying me 200 rupees for a 1,000 words article, I was like, oh
Hmm.
wow, it's a big win-win. I can order Zomato and stuff like that. I was like,
Hmm.
oh wow. But then down the line, I realized like this was pure exploitation of our talents because there are many middlemen, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
They
Hmm. Hmm.
say 6 rupees per word. Yeah, 6 rupees per word is the standard these days. So
Okay.
we kind of take it away. That 5 rupees comes to one writer, and then again it goes down to 20 paise, 30 paise, 50 paise. So I kind of have seen
Oh.
people who have left this journey because of such shitty pay. Either they are not able to
Hmm.
secure, either they are not motivated enough to write good content because 200 is nothing today, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe it sounds like a pro in the beginning, but it's a big con. If you're not satisfied, if the money is the only motivation you are working, then it's a big con for you because there will be always someone who's gonna charge more. There's always someone who's gonna charge less. And if you have
Right.
Hmm.
some
Hmm. Hmm.
in your head ki I'll be making this much, then this can be a pure disappointment for you, you know.
Yeah. That's true.
So
That's
that's
true.
why securing a proper relation with the clients and getting retaining the client is very important. So if you don't
Hmm.
have that kind of rapport with your client, see, I'll say content writing, freelancing, whatever it is,
Hmm.
you have to build connections. Without connections, you are not going anywhere. Even in the colleges, you need
Hmm.
to build connections. Your study is not going to take you far. So
Hmm. Hmm.
you have to be a talker here. You have to sell yourself each time you meet your client. Like he's a new one or she's a new one. Like
Hmm.
why will they choose you if there are 100 writers out there?
Yeah.
So some of the pros and cons. Pros, I'll say it will make you independent. Yeah, it will make
Hmm.
you confident. It
Hmm.
will change your personality overall. You'll be too sound. Content writing is one of the best career options. Why? If you are having too much of interest, you can go
Hmm.
and write it. If I'm liking astrophysics today, I might not be an
Oh.
astronaut, but I can literally write content. Yeah, just think
Oh,
about
you
it.
write
There are
content on
content writing
astrophysics.
in NASA. Yeah,
Oh, that's really cool.
Wow.
yeah. So that's, I mean, you should be thinking in that way, right? You can always switch
Right.
your career. You can always
Hmm.
go behind the team. There's always documentation is everything. Imagine Elon
Hmm.
Musk is launching a shuttle. Even he might be having a
Hmm.
user manual and you can just go there because nobody thinks in that way, right? So why not? So this is
Yeah.
one of the
That's
best
amazing.
content writing.
Wow. Like I've never thought about.
And in that way,
Okay,
the
go on, Chan.
company is also less, right? So if you are an
Hmm.
engineer, maybe you are not from
Hmm.
Stanford, maybe you are not from MIT or something like that, you might not go
Hmm.
there. If you're fairly
Yeah.
good enough in English, fairly you can write your thoughts well,
Hmm.
go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And I
true.
kind of believe that this is more of a word of mouth game. Like someone needs to
Exactly,
recommend you to
totally.
others. Yeah.
Totally. So
Hmm.
the first client, bagging the first client is the most difficult task you'll ever see in the freelancing or in writing in general.
Yeah.
Convincing that can be the game changer for you is
Hmm.
will take a lot of persuasion because you are also not convinced of your own talent, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Once
Hmm.
that happens, you have a solid portfolio in your hand, you have the proven
Hmm.
results. Say for the
Hmm.
website copies, I can show how many conversions I have done. For blogs, I
Hmm.
can show how many clicks I have done. I can show how many traffic it has generated. So you have all this kind of stuff when you have back just one client. So it's all
Hmm.
Right.
as a
There is proof of work. There is proof of work works there.
yeah. It works a lot. So say
Hmm.
90% of my clients were recurring clients, and then it was their friends, friends of friends, like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Very good thing you
Okay.
pointed out. Thank you, Shantanu.
Yep. 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 Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so like being a part of the content team itself, we usually face
Mhm.
this challenge of, to change the style of caption writing. Like every time we post something different, we like to change the caption a bit according to the post. So what would
Mhm.
be your advice on that?
Like
Oh,
we
caption
have a
writing.
mechanical. we have a mechanical format for it. If we don't get any ideas, we'll just stick to the format and the caption is ready. But
Right.
like it's boring, right? Like why should I do
Yeah,
it every
there's
time?
no spice
So
to it.
yeah.
I get it. So, I'll say image. I mean, the shorter the content is, the longer
Hmm.
it takes. People think longer
Yeah.
content takes time, but it's not. The shorter it is,
Yeah.
the more information you have to stuff in, say, 10 words, 20 words. That's all,
Hmm.
right? Even the same goes for Twitter. So those who are prolific writers, they have like I had a big problem of writing captions or going short on
Hmm.
LinkedIn or Twitter. So the only catch is you have to write. I mean, if you don't
Yeah.
write, you won't get better at it. You will be
Hmm.
doing first draft, second draft, third draft. If you see my draft copies, there are some 10 drafts. The final one is the like 10 words. The first one started with 100 words. You see, right? Every step is a, yeah, I'm not kidding. So every step is a refining process. You are just chopping off the extra words, the flowery words.
Hmm.
I had this option
Hmm.
if I add good idioms or good fancy words,
Hmm.
then my writing is very good. But the thing is, if you're not able to communicate only, if that person is not able to
Hmm.
understand that big flowery word, then the
Yeah.
entire mode of communication only fails,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Having a template is good for you mechanical
Hmm.
guys. But if you are a writer who is very serious about copywriting and stuff like that, I'll suggest to
Hmm.
write daily. There's an app I really like. It's called Deep Stash. So Deep
Okay.
Stash. So it's like the concise form of all the books and everything. You get ideas. So I tend to read a lot of short form content. You kind of pick up words and pick
Hmm.
up their stuff, right?
Hmm.
Right.
So you
True.
can
True.
also
That's a good one.
so take a note of it.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even for
Yeah.
Thank
writing, the general
like
day to day, taking break or something. If you are just going through this
Hmm.
app, you get some quick summaries, two liners,
Hmm.
like that. Very
Hmm.
good one. And also, I would suggest if you are having difficulty with the captions, start with the beginning. Beginning is the most difficult thing. So add
Hmm.
numbers to it, add values to it, ask them to guess it. Start with a question.
Hmm. Hmm.
Always
Hmm.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Create
Now we are
storylines.
following the start with the question is the first first step we had. After that we develop धीरे धीरे. Yeah.
So, after doing my job freelancing, I realized English is not what we need when you are doing content writing. It's more of a psychology
Hmm.
game. So right now, Shantanu
Hmm.
was asking me backstage, "Are you doing masters?" And I'm like, I'm still thinking if I should be doing in English or psychology because psychology is the play to everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what is my main takeaway from 5 years or 4 years of my experience. And question is one
Hmm.
such thing. Humans are, they want answers, they want validations, right? They want to be always right. You start with a
Hmm.
question, and the person is bound to read your caption for sure. So, yeah, that's a
That's
good
true.
thing.
That's true. Okay, one more problem we face is sometimes we are trying to get onto the train of the trends. So, like sometimes we are not able to incorporate that into our content. That shouldn't be our main goal, I know. But at some point of time, you want that I also want to jump on that train. So, what's your thought on this? Like, how can we incorporate these trends into our content?
So, as you said, train of trends, I like to say the speed might kill you because this was a very good debate within our team also. What happened is
Hmm.
Will Smith slapped somebody on Oscars, right? Uh, Chris
Yeah.
Rock, I guess.
Chris Rock.
So
Chris Rock.
every marketing team was thinking, how do we incorporate this abuse into our brand and make an Oscar meme out of it?
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah. Yeah.
every marketing team, Zomato, Swiggy, any marketing team, okay? Those who are not
Hmm.
even related to entertainment and everything. So
Hmm.
my boss was like, why do you want to jump onto trends every time? Even if you
Hmm.
don't, it's okay. So be very selective with
Hmm.
your trends because sometimes trends backfire,
Yeah.
correct.
right? So, say somebody is doing a trend for Will Smith. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing or anything, but if somebody
Hmm.
finds a fault in it and say, "Oh, this so and so company is supporting abuse," and files a complaint against you.
Hmm.
Right.
So, when you are thinking about the trends, you also have to be far-sighted. There are too much of
Hmm.
consequences also related than being overnight viral.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
one thing. I'll
That
say
is
if
true.
you are having some trends, you have to be very tactical. You have to, if it's not necessary, then don't do it for
Do.
the sake of doing it, right?
Yeah.
Play safe,
Hmm.
but play it nice. That is my advice for you guys. Oh, we're
Hmm.
trying.
Okay. An extension to the Chris Rock meme, the Oscars meme. Think Chris
Mhm.
Rock is the subscribe button, and you are Will Smith. So what will you do? You'll slap it, right? Just slap it, guys. Just subscribe to the Matrix channel. Go for it.
Do it. Then they'll be
That was
like,
a nice
oh,
line.
this YouTuber is slapping and this, that. I don't know. YouTube is again a very scary place, I feel. Oh God,
Yeah.
it's a very scary place out here.
Yeah.
That was a
LinkedIn,
really
I
nice
feel
line.
it's kind of formal, but right now creators have
Hmm.
also come in there.
Yeah.
Copy paste template is going on full swing, but still, it's a safe place, I'll say, than YouTube
Yeah.
and Twitter.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try that. I'd love to see the results. How many people have subscribed to this thing after this
Our
meme?
backend. Our yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about that. All right. Go on, Shantam.
Yeah. So, out of the many problems that we face, the third problem that we face is how to extract and frame a good content for blogs.
Hmm.
For blogs,
Yeah.
Hmm.
as I mentioned, okay, there are so many tools out there like Href. Okay, what kind of blogs in specific you want me to address to?
Like for example, sometimes we do case studies on marketing by specific companies. Say if we are doing a case study on marketing, like a boat is doing marketing, and we want to
Mm-hmm.
do a case study of that. So like,
Mm-hmm.
what should we do? What's the ideal thing we should do?
See, case study is a very different kind of thing, right? Case study, you
Mm-hmm.
have to study that brand, you have to get into their books, you have to
Hmm.
might be even go on talks with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
there are so many things. I mean, if you are talking about a technical blog
Hmm.
is more about knowing. First, you need to know what it is. Say, if I'm
Hmm.
writing about, I don't know, Google Docs, very
Okay.
simple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I might not be knowing every feature of Google Docs, right? But Google
Hmm.
Docs is
Yeah.
something I use on a daily basis. So how
Hmm.
do you
Hmm. Hmm.
write something on it? I'll say research is the key. If
Hmm.
for a 2000 words blog, say, take a good amount of 3 to 4 days. Yes, you heard it right. Even if I'm a content writer, I will take time 3 to 4 days solid to write a good content. It can be written in 2 hours. It can be done in four
Hmm.
hours. Prefer
Hmm.
4 days. Why 4 days? 2 days are for research. Uh,
Yeah.
go until the third page of Google. See all the content.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Go to YouTube. Go until the second page. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to LinkedIn wherever you want. See what kind of
Hmm.
people, what people are talking about this. I mean, how is the marketing approaching this? Are they into Google
Hmm.
Docs or are they into Microsoft Word till now? Or is there a new
Hmm.
competitor of Google Docs? Right?
Hmm.
So these are some
Yeah.
difference you'll find. Hmm?
Hmm.
Once that is done, 2 days over. Third is just vomiting all the messages, vomiting all the information you had in your mind. Just
Yeah.
put it, just throw it onto a sheet. Whatever you wanted to
Hmm.
highlight. Once that is
Hmm.
done, kind of structure it, write
Hmm.
it well. Two drafts, one draft, up to you. The third
Yeah.
day is the most crucial day you are in your editing mode. Even if you
Yeah.
like your work, you have to be merciless. Think it's your
Yeah.
staunch enemy's work.
Right.
Scrape off all the
Yeah.
sentences which are not necessary.
Hmm.
Seriously, I had this problem a lot. I used to love my blogs, and I was like, oh, I'm not editing this thing. I used to go on fights with my reviewer, editor. I'm like, you are not
Okay.
understanding this word? Oh, okay. And she used to tell me, ki, Shweta, it's not about a show or a competition, how this person writes and how good words she knows. That's not the
Hmm.
play, right? It's about
Yeah.
communicating. So the
Right.
third day is
Hmm.
very important. You are talking about the unessential stuff. You are talk.
Hmm.
I mean, just dumping all the fluff out there. You are taking in the main material. Next is
Hmm.
refining, putting
Hmm.
it in structure. Blogs, I feel like people always have this essay wala format, body,
Yeah.
intro, body,
Yeah.
conclusion. Puts
Right.
me to
Yeah.
deathbed because it's so boring. Nobody's gonna
Yeah.
read it.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
believe
Hmm.
me, during the refinement stage, you should be always focusing on bringing real life examples to it. See, like
Hmm.
I want to add images to it, and I do not want a template examples. I will go onto the
Hmm.
net. I will scour
Hmm.
the entire Instagram pages, TikTok, whatever I
Hmm.
can find, and I'll put
Hmm.
some tips on Google Docs, which not
Hmm.
many
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
know. An inside,
Yeah.
I mean, it's an insider tip, and it's
Hmm.
something new which you can't find in other people's blog, right? So your blog should
Hmm.
be having that hooking element,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
very essential. Most people forget that in ranking. And the fourth
Yeah.
day is the final review day. Like you'll be all fresh, you'll be getting up, and the fourth day
Hmm.
you'll be refining it really well. You will see the
Yeah.
change in your writing style. Believe me, this 4 day or 3 day approach is a game
Hmm.
changer for me.
Hmm.
No wonder why I was able to secure few of my clients in US, Europe, wherever, because
Yeah.
they are very particular about their words. They are very particular about the white spaces. They are very particular about the case studies. But in India, it's
Hmm.
not like that. In India, it's more of ranking karwa do jaldi. It's like that. Stuff more keywords.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Right.
We don't care. But
Exactly.
there, it's not like that. There, they want to provide
Hmm.
value to the customer. There are some 100
Yeah.
articles on Google Docs, but there's one thing. There's just one blog you need to create, which is having all the elements to it. So I'll say whenever you're writing blogs, make sure it's a standout. You are offering something
Hmm.
extra along with the general content.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I completely
That's a
agree
good
to
one.
that.
That's good. Yeah.
So
You're just
just to
stuffing
give
keywords for SEO.
doesn't work. Sometimes the keywords
Doesn't.
are wrong. Also, they are grammatically they are mistaken. It kind
Yeah.
of ruins. Yeah, so get into fights with your SEO marketers from day one if you don't like the
Hmm.
keyword. There are some people who write their content and then they stuff their keywords, which is a bad process,
Yeah.
what I'll say, because you're
Oh.
breaking the content flow, right?
Ha.
And one of my colleagues, I'll mention, he has taught me a lot about flow of content. He's
Hmm.
Chandraveer.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's, but yeah, he has been merciless on my docs, and yeah,
Yeah.
I used to hate him. So yeah, why is he having some fight with me? I mean, why doesn't he like my content and all that? But yeah, it was a
Yeah.
very helpful process. I could move it down the line. When I read my content right now, I feel like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, that was the difference. Because whenever you are researching and writing, no, you are always thinking of that stuff. You are always
Hmm.
predetermined. You are always preoccupied with those thoughts of Google Docs or whatever you are, whatever is topic. You can do
Hmm.
it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, this is a small experiment I would like you guys to do. Ever have you written these essays? Now, whenever you write these essays in exam, right? First
Hmm.
30 minutes you write so well. Last 5 minutes you kind of check and you see, oh God, what is this? I have missed an article. I have missed just common mistakes,
Hmm.
and all this. So, whenever
Hmm.
you are writing, focus on just writing. Just vomit all the things you know and
Hmm.
review it later, proofread it
Later.
later, edit it later. All these three things are different. Do it differently.
Hmm.
Correct.
So, like
I
while writing, do you type it out or first like write it on pen and paper? What's your thing?
Um, so I cannot do that approach right now because there's so many things I have to write in a day. So it's all
Yeah.
typing these days. And
Hmm.
the good thing is, these days you are having version history, right? So you can always
Hmm.
go
Hmm.
back to
Hmm.
what you have written. So that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
feature, I'll say. Maybe you have
That's a
written
good point.
something, you have omitted it, you can go back. Yeah, that's a good picture.
Hmm. Yeah.
I kind of remember
So no
Ashneer
notebook
Grover's
paper these
dialogue.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of remember Ashneer Grover's dialogue on this. Sometimes you're nice to people by not being nice to them. So
Nice to.
people who criticize you,
I
you
guess
should
that.
take it in a nice way.
Yes.
You
That's
don't
true.
take it at
That's
that
true.
moment. You realize it later.
Yeah,
Later.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Correct.
later.
Okay. So yeah. So well, there have been like we have discussed a lot of problems now. There have been a lot of questions. I think it's a bit redundant now. So let's change the pattern of the flow now. Let's the we had made a game for you. Humans have a nature to like box things up so that it's easier for them to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we call this
Mm-hmm.
game Box It Up, and we have game ready. One second, let me just do this. Yep. So this is called a tier maker, and we have some tiers here.
Mm-hmm.
There is Satyavachan, there is somewhat true, that's sad but true. There is what, and there is Ekdam Bakwas. And below that, we have seven thoughts or common misconceptions about content writing and content writers, which people have. So you will be telling us the what's right and what's wrong and how much right it is.
Okay, that's an interesting
All
one.
right. Yeah. All right.
So
So let's
you.
start it.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Can
content
I
writers
move this?
mint money? Uh,
Oh wow. Okay. Which kind of content writer you are? That depends. Um, Somewhat true.
somewhat true. All
We
right.
do need money. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
all right. All right. Do you think a content writer needs to be very creative in what the person
Satya
writes,
Bachchan.
or a normal
Yes,
person?
Satya Bachchan put it.
Yeah. Satya
Because you
Vachan.
cannot
Satya
be
Vachan. All
creative.
right.
Creative ke bina nahi, you cannot write only.
That's true. That's true.
Future
Okay.
writer.
This is some. Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. Go
Yeah.
on.
Do you think content writers can aspire to become future writers?
Not necessarily.
No, like, do you
Like,
think content writing can be like an exercise for future writers?
yeah, somewhat true. It can.
Somewhat true. All right.
Can.
All right. All right. All right. Do you think content writing is a tiresome job?
Oh, hell yes. Satya Bachchan.
Satya. All right. So content writing has meager beginnings. We have heard it from you.
Not always. I was a
Okay.
newbie, that's why somewhat no. I don't know. Okay, this is a tough one because right now there's so many people out there who can guide you. Like I can guide you right now how to start,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you would have asked me this question 5 years back, definitely I would have put something above Satya Bachchan. But then, right? Has it's not true. I
Okay.
mean,
So if
Ekdam
you have the
Bakwas.
right guidance, probably you can do good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your take. Let's put it on
and
somewhat true then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you should not be starting anything out of blue. Proper research it and then only go for it.
Hmm. Okay.
That goes for
Some people.
every career. That goes
Hmm.
for every career options, I'll say.
That's true. That's true. Okay. A lot of people think that content writing and blogs are all about SEO. We just talked about it. So what do you think? Where should we put it?
It's a 50-50.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a 50-50. It's
I
not
didn't
just
expect this.
SEO, it's not just creative. It's a 50-50.
Hmm.
So I don't know
Hmm. Okay.
where it will go.
Let's just put it on sad but true. Well, it's not true though. Just let's.
No, it's not.
Okay. Just
Put in the next one. Go a step
okay.
down. Yeah,
Perfect. Okay. What? That's good.
yeah.
That's good. All right.
Because
Some
we'll
people
be
think
offending
that
all our writers. If you say it's
Ah.
all about SEO, then we'll be offending all our writers. So please, we have egos, fragile ones, but yeah, still we have. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, some people think that content writing is just about writing articles and it's very boring. So,
ekdam bakwas. There's so many stuff in content.
all right. Thank you, backend people. Thank you for doing this. Let's get back to. Yep. All right.
So yeah. So moving on to the next question, what are
Hmm.
the common content writing mistakes that we need to avoid while working in a digital marketing firm,
In a digital marketing firm. Okay,
or
Hmm.
so
maybe in
I have
general, you
been
can say.
so I have been interviewing a lot of candidates. I'm a senior content writer
Mm-hmm.
at my present work. So I kind of interview a lot of people for even my freelancing stuff and everything. So what I see is people are not having portfolios and they kind of jump in. They think it's like assignment, right? Which is not a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Digital marketing is
Hmm.
not blog writing or any article writing. Way more than that.
Hmm.
In digital
Hmm.
marketing, content is something that is a push button that is going inside the
Hmm.
product. Even those are content. So it's not just long form content you should be good at. Like
Hmm.
Shantanu mentioned, caption is just one part
Hmm.
of it. There's email banners,
Yeah.
there's pop up. Would you
Hmm.
believe I have also given interviews for chatbots? Predefined chatbot content. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even so much like 5 to 6 months process goes into that
Hmm.
to study the user behavior. 6 months
Hmm.
is what is the minimum time frame they give you to build this
Hmm.
chatbot. So you have to be all kinds of user. I mean, it's so interesting. Content is so widespread, and people make this silly mistake of sticking to long form content. And long form content is not a
Hmm.
piece of cake for every person. So this is the first mistake you'll ever make is not diversifying your portfolio. You are only writing long form content, you are only doing some Instagram captions, and then you expect someone to take you, not gonna work. Secondly,
Hmm.
going with the most general topics. What's AI? What's meta? What's that? I mean, it's there.
Hmm.
Everything is there outside. So why will we hire you as a writer? What kind of value are you bringing? Right? Maybe you have to
Hmm.
go out of the line. The title. Nobody gives importance to the title. But title, just think about it. The title should be catchy enough to be clicked. Then only people
Yeah.
will read your blog. So all these things
Agree.
people know or I don't know. They just don't pay attention in the beginning. But writing
Hmm.
is much more than that. It's more of a psychology than just blurting
Hmm.
out words.
Right.
That's true. That's
And
that's
the
also
third
the
mistake,
truth.
which is,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah,
please
go
go
ahead.
ahead, any of you.
No. Actually, I was
So
saying that's
also I would
also.
see
Yeah.
it's okay, just go ahead, no worries.
Yeah. Actually, I was saying the same for YouTube. Like clicking on thumbnails is also a very psychological thing. So how you design thumbnails is a science itself.
Exactly. What will you write so that your thumbnail gets clicked? Graphic is again a
Hmm.
different thing. That's a different story altogether. Design, aesthetic, color, all that psychology
Hmm.
is there. But what to write
Yeah.
also is a very big thing. Say,
Hmm.
coming up with your club's name, it's a big
Hmm.
thing, right? It's an emotion. People used to connect with it, and that's how they will build connection in the future. That's how they will
That's
relate
true.
to you. So everything is
Hmm.
content, right? So if you give content writing interviews elsewhere, right now, if you go for content strategist, senior content writer, these are the kind of
Hmm.
question they'll ask you. I had attended one of the Flipkart interviews, and I remember
Hmm.
they told me about a scenario where they wanted to market their Flipkart hub sellers. They wanted to take
Okay.
interviews of Flipkart hub
Hmm.
sellers.
Hmm.
Wanted a show made out of it with big budget, like
Hmm.
Shah Rukh Khan will host the show or Amitabh Bachchan will host the show, and it will be Indian
Yeah.
based, like Pura. Now think of a name.
Hmm.
Think of the name of the show. That's the kind of
Okay.
questions they give you, right? And you as
Ah.
a writer,
Okay.
really, it's my work. It's my work to figure it out. So yeah, so you have to be prepared. Anything can be given to you. Say I have
Hmm.
gotten also Swiggy pop-up assignments. Like you want to be delivered. Yeah. Have you seen their content? It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
You would be feeling all bloated, but their captions, their notifications will make you order chole bhature.
It's
So it's
true.
like that.
That's true.
It's true, right? So anything can come under portfolio, and this is third classic mistake people make is not
Hmm.
exploring way too much, not attending
Hmm.
interviews a lot, and then they are stuck
Hmm.
in a turmoil. Acha, we are just doing articles, we are not paid enough, we are not doing that. So yeah,
Right.
these are the
Hmm.
three mistakes I find.
I'd like to add to this question. How do you make your content more visible and interesting? Like, if we say metaverse, then Bloomberg has articles on it, Forbes has
Hmm.
articles on
Hmm.
it. So, how do you make your content more unique and interesting so that people actually come and read your content instead of theirs?
See,
Yeah.
Bloomberg, Forbes, Business Insider, all big names, okay? Their
Right.
name is
Hmm.
enough. Why their name is
Yeah.
enough? Because they always provide a credible source. So
Hmm.
even if the title is not catchy, you have
Hmm.
a trust factor onto them. Oh, Forbes has written, maybe it's the right thing. Bloomberg has written, maybe it's the right thing. So until then, all your leg pulling
Yeah.
efforts start. Until you become that kind of brand, legendary brands,
Hmm.
you have to kind of play with the people and entice them, not fool them, entice them.
Hmm.
Fooling is something very wrong. Uh, say I tell you X tips and I don't share X tips with you. It's something very obvious.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. That's a sinful word for us. So
Yeah.
it can be
Yeah.
also good, but then it's wrong. It kind of pisses your users, readers.
Um,
They kind of run away from it,
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Right.
Kinds of
Hmm.
make you feel like the market, I mean, the product or the salesperson is so desperate and so salesy. So clickbait is not what
Hmm.
I'll suggest. Bring on
Hmm.
facts, bring on numbers, is what I'll
Hmm.
suggest you. Bring on customized case studies. See what's happening around
Hmm.
you. Say you guys are into
Hmm.
robotics. I know Aditya is,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
he is into meta also, metaverse. So
Hmm.
if he is going to write some blog about it, then why
Hmm.
not start with some robotics company? Say why not
Hmm.
how it's been a revolution? How robotics can play
Hmm.
a part in metaverse down the line? Who knows,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So there should be
Yeah.
a different case scenario posing it. The only catch I'll say to make your thing stand out is refer to articles first and bring on your interest into it. If you are not interested in
Hmm.
your blogs, how can you expect other people to read it?
It's
You
true.
tell
Right.
me.
Completely true. Completely true.
So, what will draw you? Maybe more numbers. What will draw me?
Hmm.
Maybe more case studies, maybe more pictures,
Hmm.
maybe more
Hmm.
out of the box case studies and examples. Who knows?
Hmm.
Zomato is also using robotics or metaverse, is planning to purchase a land on metaverse. Who knows? Maybe. What
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
happen if it does? Right? All those kind of
Hmm.
questions, debates is what will take you
Hmm.
far.
But
That's
that is a
very
really
interesting.
important thing to note, like to be true to your customers. Like that is one thing which pisses off
Hmm.
customers. Like take credit card companies for example. They say one thing, but they deliver another thing
There
else.
was something
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
ultimately, in the end of the day, you are also human. You are not just a money making machine. You are dealing with real
Hmm.
people out there. They are building
Hmm.
trust.
Correct.
Hmm.
They are investing so much of money into you. So, it's
Hmm.
your moral human, obligation to kind of be truthful
Right.
to them.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
that
Yeah.
goes for writing also. If you are writing something and you are not believing in it wholeheartedly, if
Hmm.
you are lying to
Hmm.
yourself, okay, I'll just do it for money and I'm not believing what the product is,
Hmm.
it's not gonna work.
Not worth it.
Now, if there's
Hmm.
some products which is going now, you see, Ogilvy is not taking Ogilvy UK, I guess, is not partnering with influencers who are
Hmm.
touching up their photos and editing their images,
Hmm.
right? So brands are taking that kind of drastic steps these days. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of weird. Influencers' ka life is based on filters and makeups and everything. Half of the influencers are makeup influencers. And
Yeah,
Ogilvy
yeah.
takes such a big step and they are like, we are not gonna collaborate with them anymore.
Correct.
Hmm. That's an interesting story.
Right, right.
Okay, okay. Something which we face in the content team is creative block. Like we run out of ideas, like what to do, and like we are frantically searching for ideas, and then again we feel no, we should do something ourselves, and it's just a turmoil. It's a big turmoil. So what
Hmm.
do you think is the solution to this? Like we sometimes do copy paste things, like we have to, like it's like soul crushing thing to copy paste, but we have to sometimes. So is that the only solution? Is there anything else?
Copy pasting is fine if you are adding your own thoughts to it. To be
Yeah.
very honest, nobody is an original these days. Everything is a copy, right?
Hmm.
Zoom, Slack, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, everything is a copy of each other. Unless you bring
Hmm.
your own flavor to it.
Hmm.
Copy paste is not what I'll say. Improvise is the answer to it, I'll say.
Yeah.
Again, reading, talking to people, going out there can also give you
Hmm.
some creative, I mean, it will push you out of that creative block. Sometimes even I
True.
have some downsides. Not some, almost every alternate days I have creative block. I'm like, I'm done. I
Yeah.
have put all my brain into this blog. I don't know what I'll write the next day. But the thing is,
Hmm.
again, will get up in the morning, you will interact with people, maybe talk to a few people, go
Hmm.
online, read stuff, read good stuff. There's
Hmm.
one of my posts that went viral, I remember. It was bloating content. So we kind of
Huh?
tend to eat bloating content. We are
Hmm.
taking in the template format contents, and our writing is
Hmm.
also poor because of that. You
Yeah.
remember we used to type short messages on phone. C को C लिख देंगे, U को U लिख
Ah.
देंगे.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
you write like that, no, your writing will get distorted if you know
Effective.
what I
Hmm.
mean.
Yeah.
So quality consumption of content is also important for you if you want to create quality content, right? It's not just
Correct.
food and all. So content writing, may I say, you should be having a content diet for yourself. You should not be too
Ah.
much occupied with what's trending. There's beyond
Yeah.
trends. There's beyond just TikToks and beyond reels and beyond high rec posts, if you know what I mean in LinkedIn.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so there's so many things out there, right? If say one
Hmm.
person is a marketer and he's reading a
Hmm.
book, he can
Hmm.
come up with an Instagram post, he can do a YouTube shorts, he can
Hmm.
summarize something into LinkedIn post and make a
Hmm.
review video on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's out of creative zone, right? Creative block is what I mean. So there are different ways, I'll say. Take a walk, listen to a song, try to go away from the topic, keep it in the hindsight maybe, but then
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's how it is, right? Copy paste is not the answer, Aditya. Improvise. So I'll be heard if you do.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Like we take the template from something and then we just change things bit and
Template
we
is a
come
quick
up with
fix
a.
to everything. Like if you are in a digital marketing team, there's always a case B scenario. There's always something is bound to fail. Your designer won't come, your writer won't come, and you have to make things fail. Yeah, it happens, right? We are
Yeah.
dealing with people. They are
Right.
sick. There's something. There's always issues. So template should be there for the worst, but then
Hmm.
try not to be dependent on them. Is what I mean.
Yeah. 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 It's
No,
true.
this is actually an issue that we face. Like the first case study that we did was of, I guess, of cred. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
what we did for it, I went up on Google, I searched cred marketing strategies in this. I picked up a few images, pasted them in Word, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of copied, you can say, from those sources, and I changed them in my own words. So yeah, that was like our first
Yeah.
blog.
But what could be your ideal approach is you could have
Hmm.
taken 2 days.
Hmm.
You could have gone to their Instagram or their LinkedIn or
Right.
YouTube, whatever.
Hmm.
Thread is brilliant.
Yeah.
And you
Hmm.
could pick up their case studies from there, what you liked,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Cred is very unconventional, I'll say.
Hmm.
The way they are using the 2000s ad videos,
Yeah.
who thought of it,
With what?
right?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that? I was like, okay, how come did they do this? I mean, how are they saying cred, right? So it's a
Right.
very good mix of AI and this advertising and getting all those rebooted nostalgic
Technique.
movements. So that should
With
be your ideal approach to case studies. Marketing, अच्छा तुमको
hmm.
copy paste करना है, you can start who is Kunal Shah, why did he make this, that, all that. But case studies
Hmm.
is not be copy pasted is my honest opinion, because uh, thanks to social media, you can see what they are doing these days. You can
Yeah.
always see how much funding they have got. You can always see what's the amount of users they have, how much it
Hmm.
has raised and dipped. You can see in their company page if you don't know. Or what is
Right.
their
Yeah,
IP,
we
or what
can.
is their right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
try that approach. Do your own research in non-traditional way, and maybe
Hmm.
I can
One
share few of the sites which actually put good marketing case studies. Just put a word to me.
Hmm.
I'll WhatsApp you.
All right.
You'll get
I
some
will put it on the
tips.
description, so check it when you're free. Yeah.
yeah. One thing that I learned
All right.
from Credit is that they're trying to connect with their customers emotionally. Like, if you see their majority user base would be like what, from 24 to say 35 years, and
Mm-hmm.
many
Hmm.
people connect to that 2000s or 90s era. So I guess they're trying
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
connect their customers emotionally like that.
Exactly. You see, the market behind this is we as Gen Z, born after
Hmm.
2000s or before
Hmm.
2000s, uh, are now earning, saving money, but have
Hmm.
high end dreams. Like right now, if
Hmm.
I ask some person of my age, they want a super bike. They want a
Yeah,
trip
for
to,
sure.
Maldives or Maldives or
Yeah.
Bali, somewhere they want to go, right? And for that,
Hmm.
they need cash. And for that, they need credit cards. And that's what
Hmm.
credit is doing. They are pulling you
Hmm.
in because they are very sure about their target audience. They are very sure about
Hmm.
their demographics, and
Yeah.
they have their in-depth research as to what
Hmm.
entices their demographics.
Hmm.
So I think that answers your question, Shantanu. If you want to
Yes.
write something or if you want to market something, you have
Hmm.
to go in the depths of analyzing your demographics. Unless you know your
Hmm.
demographic, you are not going to connect or relate to them. So
Hmm.
your first work starts with demographics, I'll say, and the readers, their background.
Hmm. That's true. And they also change the narration, right? Like they are not advertising cred essentially. They are advertising the idea of cred. So that's the different. The emotion behind it, they are marketing it. So I think that's something very different. Yeah, someone wrote Tanmay Batopi. Yeah, like he is trying new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell me. I mean, why would you take fruity over slice or something else? Because there's an
True.
emotion, right?
Yeah.
Because you have been drinking it since ages. Maybe when you were
Hmm.
walking down with your grandmom on a hot summer day,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
they kind of play with you in that way. They kind of take you down to that nostalgic lane.
Yeah.
So that's what. So
That's
even for
true. That's
writing,
true.
it's something you need to keep in your mind.
Right.
Hmm. Right.
This is more about the image that these brands have created over the category that they are in actually. Like if I say
Mm-hmm.
toothpaste, the first thing that will come to your mind is probably
Colgate.
Colgate. Or as you said right now, if I say mango juice, then it will probably be fruity. So yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And this is what I also mentioned in the first session or in the first half of our talk is you have to
Hmm.
start early. write that
Hmm.
blog, do that marketing, do that podcasting. Today afternoon also I was saying to Aditya, let's do our work. Even if four people are turning up, it's fine. I mean, just do your work. Down the line it will
Yeah,
just
yeah,
prove
yeah.
itself. But right now you
Hmm.
have to start early. You have to think about the things you have to do, not the results it's
Hmm.
bringing.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna make you a overnight star when you are a beginner, right? Your podcast
Hmm.
might not go 100K in a night just because
Yeah, yeah.
I have come, or even Elon has come. You cannot pull in Elon, obviously. But then, yeah. So right now, your motto should be to populate your content. If someone is coming to your channel today, they should be
Hmm.
having enough content to binge watch while having their Maggie or
Hmm.
whatever. Then they'll hook to you. That's how
Yeah.
lifestyle bloggers kind of, entice all their
True.
subscribers.
Right.
It's
They
true.
have 300
Very
videos,
true.
man. Come on.
Yeah.
You'll never run out of
Exactly.
their content. So right now
It's
your
true.
focus should be on building content, creating as soon as possible. And over the
Hmm.
line you will, over the time you will just learn your mistakes. You'll just, do it better. You would have started with Discord or Zoom, but here we are, StreamYard works better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's true.
Right.
All right.
So, moving on to the next question, how can we make our LinkedIn profile more active and noticeable, rather more interesting? Because LinkedIn profiles are quite boring. Like, to be honest, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
First year, are you in the first year?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
first year.
That's why. Come to second year when you have that pressure of finding an internship, no? LinkedIn will feel
Hmm.
like a sea of opportunities.
Hmm.
What you can do is literally LinkedIn is the best platform because you can connect to the people, to whoever you
Hmm.
want. If
Right.
you see, again, let's take example of Cred, okay? So there was an aspiring graphic designer, I remember, or some video
Hmm.
animation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I remember that.
Did you
That's a
see
graphic.
how
He
he
was a
did?
UI UX designer.
Yeah. So just see how he did, how he used LinkedIn. He kind of continuously tagged Kunal Shah and everyone. And
Yeah.
that guy bagged an internship.
Yeah, yeah.
That position wasn't open. It was made for him,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have to be creative out there. I mean, LinkedIn, you can literally connect to, say, if you want a job at um, SpaceX, Google, whatever.
Yeah.
Tell me the big name. Tell me the big name.
Yeah.
So you can directly talk to that person. And believe me,
Hmm.
if you connect with them, they won't shy away from revealing their process or their journey. Everyone
That's
likes
true.
boasting. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If someone is
Hmm.
working
Hmm.
in a big firm, they will be dying to talk about their journey. They'll be dying to talk about how they reach that path, right? Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to be on the good side? So they'll help you. And this is one of the most underrated skill, I'll say, is connecting with people, connecting with the right people.
Hmm.
So
Correct.
Yeah.
right now, in the first year,
Hmm.
jot down all your dream companies you want to give interviews at.
Hmm.
Seriously, it's a game changer. So say you want to give an interview for Oracle or TCS or Infosys, whatever, XYZ.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
speak to those kind of people. Speak to those engineer folks. Know what kind of interview
Hmm.
questions they give you. Like what is
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
process, right? This is the
Hmm.
best time to
Hmm.
utilize your LinkedIn profile. Show off your GitHub projects. So
Hmm.
they will pick up you. They will follow you. They'll know ki, acha, this guy knows his stuff a lot better than
Hmm.
other people who
Yeah.
are qualified, who are graduated with a degree. Because this guy
Hmm.
is showing no results from day one. And there was a girl I
Hmm.
remember when I was in Bangalore. She was from Cuttack. She was not from
Hmm.
any premier institute. I
Hmm.
forgot the name. It's Ananya Tripathi or something like that. But then she always used to post whatever she had read. She used to
Hmm.
share her notes, basically whatever she used to study. She
Hmm.
is one
Hmm.
of the
Hmm.
influencers. She has been called to all big places, all
Hmm.
scholarship places, just because she was sharing her codes. She was
Hmm.
sharing whatever she was building at that time. If she would be learning
Hmm.
HTML, CSS, she was posting her project from GitHub.
Oh,
Hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
really
so
interesting.
very interesting, right? So if you're writing some codes in your classes, you're brainstorming, right?
Hmm.
You will make a
Hmm.
final year project. Why not talk
Hmm.
about it on LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Correct.
Most of the
Hmm.
people, when they do final year project, I have also seen they just
Hmm.
pay somebody and get the project done. They have a
Hmm.
degree. But then if they asked in the interview what you have done, oh, I don't know. I mean, this is what is done.
Yeah.
So this is where you
Hmm.
stand out. LinkedIn matters a lot these days. If you are doing, say, courses from, I have done couple of courses from Google, so you can show it off. That adds
Hmm.
credibility. You can
Yeah.
take endorsement,
Hmm.
recommendations from good enough people who have worked with
Hmm.
you. Works wonders. These
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
all kind of approving you. Like, he has done robotics engineering and he knows his stuff, and we are kind of
Hmm.
validating it. You are
Hmm.
going
Hmm.
beyond that and beyond that marks. So even if you are a 9 point or 8 point or 7 point or whatever, but you know
Hmm.
how to do that, then
Hmm.
yeah, people will come to you directly. If right now, if I would be in first year right now, I would be seriously be very active on LinkedIn rather than Instagram and be jealous of people going out there. Uh, and I would be connecting with people who will be my future interviewers
Hmm. 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 That's
to be
true.
on their good side, right? To
Yeah.
be impressing them
Yeah.
from day one. So you don't go to their company, they will come to you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
I think that's what
Okay.
everyone is
Something.
today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can
Okay.
connect with
Something
me
which clicked.
also. I can do your LinkedIn
Yeah.
profile auditing and all that. Don't have to.
We'd like that.
Yes. Sure.
We'd like to do that. That's kind of a pleasure for us.
Yeah.
Gifts from my side.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Something which clicked me from your the you were talking about the app, and it shows you snippets of um, writings from somewhere, and gives you an idea of
Hmm.
probably what you can add somewhere in your writing. So don't you think, like, sometimes which I feel is like, while I'm writing or something, if I'm talking about in a podcast, I feel there is some form of imposter syndrome attached to it, that you feel that it is copied from somewhere, like you feel that it is plagiarized in somewhere. I don't want to show something which has already been shown by a lot of people. So like, how should I recover from this if I call it a disease? I don't know what's it.
Imposter syndrome is a very good thing. It's almost there in every writer. It's there in me.
Hmm.
The only thing I'll say what I do in my case is I read my old stuff. I puke on them right
Hmm.
now. So I'm like, okay, I have improved over the time. Come on, like,
Yeah.
this book tweet from 6 years back. Won't you
Yeah.
hate yourself? You will, right?
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So,
Sure. Sure.
so the imposter syndrome thing is you feel like okay, you are not good enough or you are not this, that, maybe it's lacking. But if you
Hmm.
see your growth over the years, believe
Hmm.
me, you are like, okay, I have something in myself at least. That's why I have
Yeah.
overgrown. I have been improving myself consistently. So that's the
Hmm.
best way. I would not recommend seeing other people if you are having imposter syndrome. I would not recommend
Hmm.
looking down on people or looking up to people. No. Imposter
Hmm.
syndrome is a fight with yourself, is a fight with
Hmm.
your past, present, and future self. So
Yes.
go back on pages, see what you
Hmm.
were, what you are
Hmm.
doing right now, and see how you can be a better version down there and what is needed to become that better version. Right?
Hmm.
So
That's
that's
true.
what.
Actually, that's true.
That's a
And
good way
that
of
actually, that subconsciously worked for me, because now when I see my first podcast, I literally throw off. I can't see it beyond 5 minutes. So, but now I have changed so many things through this journey. So now
Mhm.
I can see the probably the past 2 episodes, 3 episodes. I can watch. That's very
See,
true. That's a
the
good one.
difference, right? It's a most of the books, self-help book is self-realizations only what they have written. It all
Yeah.
happens in the subconscious. If you read Atomic Habits and all that, You kind of
Yeah.
practice it, but you just didn't
Hmm.
know, oh, it can pay you enough. I mean, oh wow, somebody also thinks like me. It's like that.
Hmm.
So
That's
it's
true.
okay.
That's
So
I
true.
mean, nothing original is there out there. And even if you are not having an original idea, it's kind of fine. You're not Einstein who can come up with E is equal to MC square overnight. We are
right.
not Newtons and all that, right? So it's kind of
Yeah.
okay. But there should be some personal experience, some personal anecdote, something to give you
Hmm.
that streak, right? There should be some kind of
Hmm.
personalization,
Yeah.
is what I expect will take you far down the line.
Hmm.
Personalization is the key.
Personation.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's true.
So, since you mentioned Atomic Habits over here, would you recommend any books to us or to our audience?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are lots of books. I'll start with On Writing. On Writing is a book by Stephen King. Again, it was
Hmm.
suggested by one of my managers who was
Mm-hmm.
kind-hearted uh, and didn't want to fight with me because I scolded
Okay.
him for not doing blog editing. So he was like, Shweta, you read this book. And then I was so
Okay.
ashamed of my write-ups. So I recommend every writer to read that beautiful book. It's about Stephen King, the IT and all that he has made. He has written
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
So I never expected him to write such a good book in writing itself. So he talks about the writing tools, the writing essentials. He has also
Hmm.
added it with his personal experiences. So it makes you feel like, okay, he being a prolific writer is also having creative block. He being a prolific writer
Hmm.
is not, he actually writes 10,000 words at a time.
Hmm.
He, he definitely writes 2,000 words every single day. I cannot do that,
Hmm.
but I can at least write 200 words, maybe 20 words a day. So, it's a good book. Then there's lots of marketing book. Seth Godin is the marketing god, if you know. Neil
Hmm.
Rial,
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
are all the marketing
Right.
gods. You can pick it up
Yeah.
anytime. Neil Patel is one of my favorite marketers, so see him, follow him. Then there's Jeff Kulas, so many people. There's one Eddie Shiner. Eddie Shiner
Yeah.
was a hotspot marketer, and
Hmm.
he's one of the favorite. I mean, my one of the favorite newsletters is written by him. Very good copy.
Okay.
Those
Mm-hmm.
in those newsletters, it's just 300 words. He shares his personal stories and how those personal anecdotes have contributed to his copywriting and content writing style. So it's very
Uh-huh.
interesting. Maybe he'll be talking about his grandmom, and from his grandmom, he learned the skill of copywriting.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
300 words is what he
Hmm.
bombards me with, and that 300 words
Yeah.
give me some 2,000 ideas. It's so good.
Hmm. That's
Right.
good.
So if you're a writer,
Like
go
apart
for
from, yeah.
and all this newsletters. Go for it. Read anything and everything. That's
Hmm.
good enough.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ritik, saying
Apart
something.
from, yeah, apart from all these content writing books, like the fiction and non-fiction ones.
Harry Potter. Harry
Yeah.
Potter
Okay.
is such a good book because see, Harry Potter is read by everyone, be it old, be it
Almost. Yeah.
small kids. But the way she has
Hmm.
written it so nice. The English is so simple to understand.
Hmm.
So maybe I'll say people who want to go into writing line should be reading Harry Potter once in a lifetime. Movie में कुछ
Hmm.
भी नहीं है, not even 20%. So go and read Harry Potter first of all. It's the very basic
Hmm.
book to start, but it kind of
Hmm.
pictures uh, the book itself kind of takes you in a different zone altogether, is what I'll say. They kind of paint a
Hmm.
very vivid picture in front of you, even with simple
Hmm.
words. You do not need to double read her sentences. That's a very
Hmm.
brilliant thing. But
That's
if
true.
you go for a hi-fi, say I don't know, Amish Tripathi is also I find little not Amish Tripathi. Amish Tripathi is nice. Say Arundhati Roy. Oh God, I couldn't finish her book. So difficult. And she's a Nobel, I don't know, some big winner. But I cannot
Yeah.
read her book because it's so complicated for me. I'm like, I
Yeah.
cannot do beyond 2 pages. It's hurting my brain. I need to open
Hmm.
dictionary and stuff. So maybe if you are a
Yeah.
writer, then you stay away from these books because this will intimidate you. You will feel again this
Hmm.
imposter syndrome. You'll feel like, oh, I
Hmm.
cannot
Hmm.
write
Hmm.
this Arundhati. But you
Yeah.
can write J.K. Rowling and be a big name. Not
Yeah.
Chetan Bhagat, but J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. That's something actually I faced after reading Inferno. After reading Inferno, like the first preface, that purgatory, that about hell, I was like, what? How could he come up with the
I
preface, and this
know.
is the preface?
That's a preface.
Eh,
So if you are a beginner, don't dive into
Yeah.
Inferno or all this God of small
Hmm.
things kind of thing. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Start small. Start with rich dad, poor dad.
Hmm.
Okay, chalega. It's okay. Start with
Yeah.
that little. Or if you want
Yeah.
to go into all this mm, mythology type, Amish Tripathi. Oh God, such a beautiful writer. Very nice.
Yeah. 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 Of course. Yes. Yes. All
Right.
right.
So I've got one
So
question.
I.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, good, good.
Yeah. Yeah, go please.
Yeah, so do you think that startups have a better environment, a better rather, I would say, a better learning environment than corporates in terms of content writing or any other
Content
field?
writing. Yeah.
Definitely, I had this conversation today morning at 11 a.m. with my CEO.
Yeah.
Why? My marketing manager left out of blue, and I was supposed to fill in that that person's position for a few days. In
Hmm.
not case, I'll say, but maybe kind of overlook, maybe be the POC, maybe give all the reports. So this thing won't happen in corporates. Corporates
Hmm.
9 may clock in, 6 may clock out.
Hmm.
Whatever, if you are doing testing, you are doing that. You are into that zone.
Hmm.
Nothing more than
Hmm.
that, nothing less than that. Startup is a crazy mess out there. Last time, mess ups will happen. Last time, plan B, plan C, plan Z भी जाता है. Plan D, everything you have to be ready with. You do not
Yeah.
have a very big team, so if you are going on a vacation, you have to be cautious. You have to plan your backups. You
Hmm.
have to do every groundwork from day one.
Hmm.
So I'll say if you are young, please go
Hmm.
to startups. But if you are
Hmm.
after big names, go for
Hmm.
it. They are not bad. They
Yeah.
give you that branding, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
if you say if you are from XYZ company and it's a big company, you will be getting higher positions down the line. But if you are a
Hmm.
startup hustler, then believe my words, you can adjust in any environment.
Hmm.
If I'll throw you under the
Yeah.
bus, you survive it. The best advice I can
That's
give
pretty
you right
brutal.
now is join startup when your legs and brain are working.
Yeah.
Join corporates when you are experienced enough to just sign and approve everything.
Hmm.
Startups are the best places to start your career because you get to learn
Hmm.
so many stuff beyond content writing. I had a BCA background, and my manager was like, okay, our front end developer is absent and we want a blog to go live. I have also done front end developing with my team, but I was a
Oh.
content writer.
Yeah. 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 Cool.
So, yeah, so in startups, you can do literally anything. There's
Hmm.
just no cap, but it also comes with additional pressure that not everyone can
Hmm.
take.
That's
So
true.
you have to build that kind of work-life balance, which is a myth, I know, but then at least you can try.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 2 years, go for startup, uh, kind of learn, sweat, bleed, whatever you want to do. Then maybe
Hmm.
go to MNCs, or you can do vice
Hmm.
versa also. What people do is they go to MNCs, then they come to startups with very flamboyant packages. Startups
Hmm.
pay
Hmm.
crazy.
Hmm.
They have
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
funding and everything. So
Right.
even for a normal role, say associate manager is gonna
Hmm.
say cred only. We'll give you 40 lakhs.
Hmm. Yeah.
which I don't think any MNC will give you right now,
Hmm.
Correct.
No.
Correct.
right? So
Right.
see the difference, what you want in life. Do you want to mint
Hmm.
money faster, or do you want to learn first, or do you want
Yeah.
to open your own startup? You know, you have to be very
Hmm.
clear with your thoughts from now, from day one, because that.
Hmm.
Have you heard of those quotes like butterflies cause hurricanes,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
butterfly effect. Yes, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's butterfly effect, right? So this all unconscious choices we make is gonna pay your
Hmm.
future bets and everything. So be very
Correct.
wise.
Correct.
Yeah. That's a very good advice. That's like I got impressed with the butterfly effect reference. Now
I know,
I
right?
will sleep happily after this. I will sleep happily after this. Yeah. So thank you so much, Didi. I think we have come to the end of this episode. I won't like to call it an end. We can do a part two of this.
Definitely.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
please.
since Didi
But yeah.
mentioned
Hopefully,
that
I'll
you
have my
also
own
write.
agency or something by then. Who knows? I'll tell you more about
Yeah.
then my startup and everything. Maybe have a talk of startup founders and I'll be there. Hopefully.
Hmm. For
So,
sure.
all the best. I was so happy that you called me as your first guest, and it's a pleasure to be
Thank
invited.
you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Thank you
so
Didi.
so
much. Like,
much.
what do you feel of this conversation? Like, how did you feel?
Oh, I felt like my younger self is sitting in front of me. I could never be able to my college self, right? So I never had convocations, nothing. It was just an
Hmm.
abrupt ending of my college. So I feel like it's a closure. It's a closure for me. This is the conversation I had, I guess.
We'll send you the cap. We'll send you the cap and the cape. Everything we'll send you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Maybe that's why I'm hoping for a post graduation where I get to go offline and attend classes. Kuch to
Yeah,
ho.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much,
Till
Didi.
then.
Thank you so much to do this with us. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.